Hi, my name is Matilda-IT700XA, a graduate student of Instructional Design and Technology at Emporia State University. This is my careers in Instructional Design and Technology presentation. My focus will be on an instructional designer. These are my objectives for the presentation. I'm going to talk about the job analysis that I presented, and in the job analysis I'll talk about the major responsibilities, major qualifications, and then the preferred qualifications, and I'll also talk about the interview results with a professional in instructional design and technology, and then I'll give you some references. So let's go to the job analysis. So these are the major responsibilities that I realized were presented in the 5 jobs that I analyzed. Now, they had somebody who should be able to design instruction and the training. All 5 jobs that I analyzed had this responsibility, and the person should also be able to do research, and that actually surprised me a bit because I thought the instructional designer was just going to design instruction, but 3 of the jobs actually talked about research. The other responsibility was communication, that's communicating information to diverse groups of people, being it subject matter experts, being it managers, and all those people. So let's talk about the qualifications. Now, the qualifications that they were looking for was a year or more experience in a similar field, and also that person should be able to use the Microsoft Office suite, and the person should also be able to collaborate with other people to be able to design the instructions. Now, these were the preferred qualifications. They were looking for a master's degree in instructional design and technology and background, and 5 of these jobs actually stated that they needed somebody with a background with instructional design and technology. And also the other qualification was knowledge of learning management systems like Canvas, like Blackboard, and all those kind of learning management systems. So let's go straight to the interview that I had with a professional in IDT. And for my interview, I had opportunity to talk to Dr. Rob Gibson. Now, Dr. Rob Gibson has a lot of experiences, and I won't be able to talk about all of them, so I've just listed briefly some of them here. Now, he is currently the Director for Learning Technologies at Emporia State University. He has also worked in similar capacities in University of Colorado, Denver, Friends University, and also Wichita State University. For his education, he has a Doctor of Education in Instructional Design and Technology. He also has an MBA with emphasis in technology and project management from Western Governors University. He also has a Master of Science in Instructional Technology and Design from University of Wyoming. Now, he also has other certifications and publications. Now, he has certification in Quality Matters, Google Apps for Education, and he has published a number of articles mostly related to instructional design. So for the purposes of my presentation, I will talk about some of the questions that are related to the specific content that we covered in this course. And so the first question I will talk about is, and I asked him how he would define instructional technology, and to him he said it's just a matter of semantics, but he has heard that some people say that educational technologist is really someone who is interested in the technology, that is installs and support the technology, and are therefore not worried about the pedagogy, but are worried about the gear, that is how the technology works, the application, the software. And on the other hand, an instructional technologist will be more interested in how the technology overlays on top of the pedagogy, that is how people actually use the technology in teaching and learning. But he added that he does not necessarily subscribe to these ideas. and to him, he uses these terms, educational technology and instructional technology, interchangeably. The second question was, do you use instructional design models when designing instructions? And he said yes, he does uses instructional design models, but typically he does not use ADI. Now, he talked about the fact that he uses a process called backward design, which is a 3-step process, and that one makes more sense. Dr. Gibson talked about the fact that the problem with instructional design models is that they are typically too complex for an average faculty member to comprehend what it really means. So, for example, if you tell an accounting professor who has not learned in instructional design to use, say, ADI or Gagne's 9 principle to design his instruction, it wouldn't make any sense to him or her. And therefore, the backward design is more adjustable, and it makes more sense to even a lay person to be able to understand and use it. He also mentioned that he's a big fan of rapid prototyping and successive approximation mode. Now, I also asked him, what will you tell IDT students if you are given the platform to talk to them? And he said, all things that we are learning in this master's program is very, very important. However, it is just the beginning of our journey, and that the basic requirement that we need on the job, we will be given those requirements in the program, but we should not stop learning after graduate school. If not, you'll be out of job because you will not be employable. And he said that technology keeps changing, and therefore we have to make sure that we stay on top of emerging technologies and also be able to do that on our own. I will want to quote something that he said. He said that teach yourself how to learn and instill on yourself a passion for learning. And he said that was the most important thing. Now, this is something that is worth sharing as I did my interview with him. And the other thing that I took from him was that instructional designers should be open to more certifications, because those ones will give us an added advantage. If a lot of people are getting degrees in instructional design and technology and you don't have anything that distinguishes you from other people, you all be the same. But if you have other certifications like quality matters or accessibility, it gives you an added advantage. He was talking about the fact that if you want to design instruction, you should have everybody in mind. For example, there are people who have special needs. Some people cannot read, some people do not write. So you have to make sure that your instruction is accessible to all these kinds of people, so that everybody can benefit from your instruction. I hope you've been able to learn something from this presentation, and these are my references. Thank you.